Hi, guys. Welcome back. I'm Allison. Today I'm going to talk about the question why. Do you often find yourself asking why about things that have happened? And it's usually negative things, usually bad things that have happened, but we ask, like, why? Why did that have to happen? It could be, why did someone get sick? Why did we get sick? Why did someone die? Why did we lose our job? Why did our friends stop speaking to us? Why did someone ghost me online? There's an unending, or why did our pet get sick or our pet die? There's so many why questions we ask, and the problem is we don't often ever know the answer to them. And even if we did know the answer, sometimes we often don't want to really know that answer. So why is kind of a dead end in our lives, and we often get what I call stuck in the why. We get stuck in the why, and then we can't seem to get our brain out of that vicious cycle. So before I go any further, welcome to Elder Gal. If you get something out of this today, please tap that like button and subscribe to the channel. Would really appreciate it. So I think of a couple of phrases that are often used. One is, why do bad things happen to good people? That's a really common one. And then the reverse is, why do good things happen to bad people? That one gets me a little more because that seems to happen way too often. So the thing is, we don't really ever know that. We ask it, it's kind of a rhetorical question. We really don't have an answer for that. And the thing is, so many why questions are like that. As I said earlier, we get stuck in the why. We don't really understand. And so the thing is, it's a vicious cycle. We don't ask the right questions that will actually help us heal. Now, I've told you on this channel before that my father died when I was 10, probably the single most painful thing in my entire life. And when he died, he was a lieutenant colonel in the Army. He was stationed in South Korea at the time of the Vietnam War. And he died in just a freak helicopter crash. He was the only one. He was my dad was a pilot, and so he would go out up in the helicopters to get his hours in and that sort of thing. Anyway, it was a freak crash. He was the only one as far as in the helicopter that died. Now, of course, when it happened, it was a complete shock because it was unexpected. He had been overseas for about 5 months when it happened, and so we hadn't even seen him in a while. And I was devastated, of course, as was my sister and my mother. And I remember asking myself, or first I asked just generally, like, why? Why did this happen? Why did I lose my father? Why did my father have to die so young? He was in his late 30s at the time. And I had so many questions. And I remember asking God, I said, why did you take my father away? Why did you take my father away? It was just the plaintive cry of this 10-year-old child. And the thing was, I never really got an answer to that. I never got an answer to that. And so what I had to do over time was develop kind of my own rationale for why it happened. Otherwise, it would have continued to cause a lot of pain inside me. And so the thing I began to tell myself is, well, if it's already happened, it was meant to happen that way. I may never understand why, but I know that it happened, and I know that that's probably what was supposed to happen. Some people would say, well, that's part of God's plan. So whatever, paradigm works for you, whether it's religious or non-religious, then maybe that's what helps you with that. But it did help to say that. It did help to say, I'm not going to fully understand it, but it was part of a plan. It was supposed to happen that way. Okay, so that takes care of part of the pain over the why questions. But then there are questions we could ask ourselves that actually would help us in difficult times. And those are how questions and what questions. In other words, how can I best get through this in my life? How can I get through this pain right now? How can I get through this difficult, challenging time of my life? Maybe you've gotten uprooted and lost your job and you have to move across the country or something, and you're just reeling from the change. Sometimes asking how can I best deal with this will help you through that. And then what what things can I do that will make this situation easier for me or my family or my friends or whoever it is. So asking the how questions and the what questions are much better than sitting and focusing too much on why something has happened. And I have to say that that has really served me in my life. I have been able to do that in most cases and not get stuck in the why. So I'm hoping that you can take something from this today and learn how to stop asking so many why questions and focus on how and what. So until next time, be well, keep moving forward, ask how and what. Take care. Bye.